Before Slammiversary, there was a single quiet story nobody was paying attention to. Carlos Silva in Louisville, Kentucky, sitting in the crowd at Ohio Valley Wrestling. Not once, multiple times. The TNA president wasn't scouting a main eventer. He wasn't looking for the next Trick Williams or the next Jordan Grace. He was looking for something bigger, a pipeline. TNA Wrestling and Ohio Valley Wrestling are close to signing a developmental deal, one that would make OVW the official training ground for TNA's future. And if you think this is just another news item to file away, you're missing the entire playbook. Because this isn't just about OVW. It's about Xplosion. It's about the AMC deal. It's about discovering talent no one else has found yet and building a system that doesn't just survive WWE and AEW poaching your roster. It thrives through it. This is the blueprint, and it starts with a building in Kentucky that's already produced more legends than most promotions will ever claim. Ohio Valley Wrestling, 4400 Shepherdsville Road, the Davis Arena. This one building produced John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista, Shelton Benjamin. The list doesn't stop. From 1999 to 2008, OVW was WWE's developmental factory, and it churned out the men who would carry the company for the next 2 decades. When WWE pulled out in 2008 to launch FCW in Florida, OVW didn't die. It kept going. Danny Davis founded it in 1993. Al Snow bought it in 2018, and in 2025, Morley Sports Management, a UK-based firm, took ownership and expanded the vision. This past month, OVW celebrated its 1400th straight TV episode. 1400. For context, that's more consecutive weekly episodes than WCW Nitro ever produced. More than AEW Dynamite has done, an institution that has never stopped. The current OVW roster is deep, young talent, hungry, unknown to most wrestling fans, and that's exactly the point. Because here's what TNA doesn't have right now, a system. Let's talk about what's actually happening in TNA. 6 months into the AMC deal, a deal that was supposed to give the company new life, and the roster is shrinking. Not growing, shrinking. Danny Luna, gone. Jake Doyle, Myron Reed, Desmond Xavier, Zachary Wentz, gone. Mance Warner, Myla Grace, Steve Macklin, all gone in the first half of 2026. Tessa Blanchard asked for her release and got it. Tommy Dreamer was fired after 7 years. Sami Callihan confirmed his exit on social media. Meanwhile, the signings, Fabian Aichner, Daria Ray. But here's the part nobody's talking about, and TNA already tried this. On November 7, 2011, TNA announces OVW will become their official developmental territory. Sound familiar? It should. It's the exact same announcement we're hearing now, 15 years later. That relationship lasted until November 2nd, 2013, in 2 years. They had the keys to the factory that built Cena and Lesnar and Orton and Batista, and they let a financial dispute end it. The 2019 revival under the Impact Wrestling banner, short-lived, TNA has walked up to the same door twice before. Both times they knocked. Both times they walked away before the door actually opened. So why is this time different? Because TNA has something it didn't have in 2011 or 2019. It has an AMC television deal. It has Xplosion, and it has a president in Carlos Silva who is personally showing up to OVW shows, not sending a scout and not delegating, sitting in the crowd himself. This is not a handshake agreement. This is a strategy. Here's how it should work. Step 1, scouting. Xplosion as the proving ground. Right now, Xplosion airs every Friday on TNA Plus, then free on YouTube. It features undercard talent and exclusive matches. But imagine Xplosion repositioned, not as TNA's B show, but as TNA's developmental showcase. Every week, 1 or 2 unsigned talents get a match. in front of cameras, in front of the TNA audience, a live audition. You impress on Xplosion, you get a developmental contract, you go to OVW, you train, you work TV, you learn the craft the way Cena learned it, the way Orton learned. And this is where the AMC deal potentially gets interesting. The current AMC agreement covers Thursday night Impact, a 2-hour block. But AMC Networks also has AMC Plus. They have streaming infrastructure. TNA already uses TNA Plus for Xplosion. What if the OVW developmental system becomes content? What if AMC Plus carries OVW TV? What if the developmental pipeline isn't just a backstage operation? It's a product, a weekly show that lets fans follow the journey of prospects from unknown to impact ready. AEW does something similar with ROH. WWE has the NXT to main roster pipeline as its flagship developmental product, with Evolve as a secondary feeder. TNA has never had that. But with OVW, Xplosion, and the AMC relationship, they have the pieces. The question is execution. TNA had OVW from 2011 to 2013. They used it to develop exactly 0 stars that became main roster cornerstones. Not because OVW couldn't produce talent, because TNA didn't build the infrastructure around it. This time, the infrastructure is already there. The AMC deal gives them visibility. Xplosion gives them a testing ground. The independent scene is overflowing with talent who need a path that isn't NXT or AEW, and OVW has a track record that predates all of them. The OVW deal is not a luxury signing. It's not a nice-to-have partnership. It's a survival mechanism. TNA cannot outspend WWE. It cannot match AEW's roster depth, but it can outdevelop both of them. It can find talent first, train them in a proven system. If WWE or AEW comes calling, the pipeline replaces them. That's how you build a sustainable wrestling company in 2026. Not by winning bidding wars you can't afford, by creating a system that produces the talent everybody wants to bid on. Carlos Silva is standing at the same door TNA has knocked on twice before. The difference this time, when the door opens, there's actually a plan on the other side. Sudden Impact, the premier destination for news and stories about TNA wrestling. Full breakdowns, roster analysis on the channel. Subscribe now.